We're going to talk a little bit more about layers. There's a wonderful tool on the bottom of the layer palette. Call this Adjustment, New Fill, or Adjustment Layer. Now we have to select one of the layers, so I have this, but we have to select this. I'm selecting this green here, and I go, looks like a little yin-yang tool. Click it, and you can put solid color on, and you can change the color. See? Just temporarily, because you can always click on this and change the color again to anything you want. So I'm going to throw this away, and I'm going to select this again, and I'll hit this and I'll get gradient. You can see you can put a gradient on, but it's temporary. See, it's according to this. You can change it. You can go in with your gradient, make it different angles, make it different scales, and you can get rid of it and throw it in the garbage if you don't like it. Now we're going to hit with the way I like to use this, with pattern. I like to go into the pattern. I like to select a pattern. You can select any pattern you want here, in here. So I'm going to select this pattern because you can see that it's very large at 100%. The nice thing about this is you can go in and change the scale. You see, so you have a lot of flexibility. You also can go in again and change the pattern on here. So you can change the scale several times if it's something you don't like. So this is one of my more favorite tools because I have so much flexibility with it, and I can go back in and change it. Now, once I get it the way I like it, I can rasterize the layer. I can merge it down to what I had. I'll go Layer Merge Down, so now it's part of that ball permanently. So now I'm going to undo that. I'll step backward. I'll throw this out, and I'm going to show you something else. First, I'll rename these layers. Red for the red triangle, green, and purple. Now, you can group your layers. You might have a lot of layers here on this palette, and it's going all the way down, and you have to use the slide bar on the side. You can select your layers like this, and you can select make a group from these layers. So I'll make a group called Shapes, and OK, and then I have a group here. That is Shapes. So I can go in and I can move individual items from the group, but then I can close my little folder and they all move as one. So this is handy to know how to do this, to group your layers together. Remember, if I want to move them separately, I open up the group and I can move them separately to be any place I like. Then I can close my group and they move together. Now, something else is your style palette. If you click on an item, these are styles that are pre-built here with Photoshop. So you can click something, and these pre-built styles from the library will come on and affect whatever you've selected. Okay, so that's on there, and now I'm going to go on the triangle, and that's on the triangle. Now you also should have libraries here. See some libraries for different kinds of styles that you can add to it, append, comes on, and you can add these different styles. Okay, if you have a style, you see here on the layer, you get this little symbol here that a style is here. You can clear your style. So now my style is cleared on here. And you can also go back on your history palette all the time here to before I started applying the styles. So that's something you can do too. If you want to make your own custom style, you would select where you want to make your custom style. I have the green ball here selected, or here I can select the triangle, and you would go up to Layer and Layer Style, and you can start adding some things here to this layer. I'm on the triangle. There's inner shadow, outer glow, drop shadow. If I want to adjust it, see, I would go in and make my own custom and my angle that I want the drop shadow to be. I would make my custom selections. Here's a pattern overlay. I would click on pattern overlay, and here's that leaf, and here's the opacity of the pattern. I could put on there, see, different leaves on here. Here's the pattern. Here's the scale of the pattern. I can make the pattern very tiny. Link with the layer. Here's the opacity. And a color overlay. No, that takes it away. Gradient overlay. Stroke on the edge. So here's a texture I added, and I can select the texture that I want. Any texture at all I can pick from here that I want to add to it. And then when I get it exactly the way I like it, I say I want a new style. So this is my custom style, and I say OK. And what can I do now? Where is it and how do I find it? I now select the purple. I go to my style palette. I go to the very end and I hit it, and that's how I apply my style to other things. You see? So I have this custom style that I created. So I showed you how to use the styles that are in the library in Photoshop, how to create your own custom style and save it in the library, how to create groups here on your layer palette, and how to use this fill adjustment layer.